It's like 9 in the morning. I have to take a lot of them like separate. So I've taken these guys. I've taken a bunch of these tinctures this morning. I haven't taken any antibiotics yet, so. So I have like a routine. When I wake up, I'll like put coconut oil in my mouth and I'll do like some oil pulling, and then with that I'll have a couple of the supplements, and an hour later I'll have a couple of the other of the supplements, and then like an hour later, which is right now, I take the antibiotics. Surfing is, for me, it's a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual cleanse, if you will. And once I got into it, I felt a deeper connection with myself and just the world around me, especially feeling anxious or stressed or just upset about anything. Every time I'd paddle out and get in the water, I felt just way more calm. I would get clarity, and it's been a vehicle for me to just be a happier person.
I never would have thought that surfing would be the secret prescription to getting through an illness in the most challenging period in my life. October 17th, 2019. That was the day everything changed. I came home from work one afternoon and started not feeling well. I thought I was just getting a bug or the flu, except after a few days, things weren't getting better.
I'm just tired. I just don't feel good.
I had extreme fatigue.
Like to the point of sometimes just getting out of bed was really tough.
Just wanna go surf. And I know I'm like, shouldn't, because it will just rock my system. And I wanna see people and friends, and I just don't feel like I have the energy to do much right now. Just, fuck.
First, I went to my primary care physician, got all the normal blood work, and he said everything was fine. He thought I was just stressed out. Nothing was changing. I went back to him, got more blood work, more tests, still nothing, and it was just frustrating because I'm looking at this guy for answers. You know, we're raised to think the doctors have all the answers, and I have no idea what's going on.
It's like in my brain, this like heady has not stopped for 4 months straight, like literally 24/7, and I'm not like exaggerating. Like sometimes it's like a level 10 and it's fucked. Some days it's like a level 1 or 2. It's really very mild, but it's there.
That's when things started to get dark, really dark, because I was starting to feel hopeless. The uncertainty, the anxiety of how can I get better if nobody even knows what's wrong?
It's the most frustrating thing like in the world. Like
the despair of reading about people online with similar situations who've been sick for decades.
You start reading about all these cases and conditions, and you start thinking, oh, is that what I have? Am I gonna have this for 20, 30 years?
Feeling so tired. It's like 1 o'clock. It's like I drove here literally feeling so tired that like I might like my foot is tired from holding the brake.
And struggling to accept the possibility that I might be living like this for a while. The pain of letting go of the life I knew. Letting go of work, which my life revolved around.
I'm getting so emotional when I talk about this. It's just, you know, I worked really hard to start this company and create this like life for myself that I really loved. Just like this idea that it might not be in my future.
I put my life and heart and soul into this company, and I realized I needed to like take a break. Dude, it was like I knew that something was wrong with me. Like if I had to stop working, I knew something was wrong. What do you do when you go to a doctor and you get all these blood tests and they tell you you're fine, but you know you're not fine? It was so confusing, and I felt like, am I making this up? Like, is it in my head?
It felt like my life was falling apart. And I think at that point, I needed something. Something to hold on to. Something to just escape from everything I was going through.
What got you back in the water?
I was just having a dark day, and I ran into a buddy on this path by the beach who I hadn't seen in a long time. And he noticed I just didn't look very good. And he was like, dude, you just need to get in the water.
A few days later, I took out my board and paddled out. I remember feeling so happy. The water was crisp and cold, but it was this beautiful sunny day. hearing the whistle of the waves and just feeling like I was in another world. I paddled for this wave and popped up, totally absorbed in the moment. And after I got off that wave, I felt this ecstasy come over me and this smile just spread across my face.
It's been this piece of me that felt like it was missing.
It was this beautiful escape from life and all my problems, being immersed in the ocean, feeling a part of something so much bigger than me. I was tired after, but I had that kind of high you get, similar to a runner's high, and it stuck with me the rest of the day.
Yeah, I gave myself a 5-wave rule limit because I overdid it. I paddled out one day with a bunch of friends. It was this beautiful day, and I was just excited to be with everyone. And yeah, it was just glassy, it was fun, and I just kind of got carried away in the moment. I kept paddling for every wave, and I got back from that session and had insane pounding headaches. I couldn't sleep for 2 days. All my symptoms magnified, and it took about probably 3-4 days to recover from that. A, it taught me boundaries, but B, and I think more importantly, it taught me to just be present and enjoy the experience of surfing and not being so caught up in catching every wave, but just enjoying being out there, feeling the water, feeling my surroundings, and just being.
After 5 months, I was finally diagnosed with Lyme disease, which on one hand was relieving to finally have a reason behind the madness, but on the other hand, it was sobering. Chronic Lyme disease, as they call it, is complicated. It's very bio-individual, so what works for one person may not work for another, and it sunk in that I might have a long journey ahead of me. Going through something that is longer than just a month or two, you get to this like weird point. You always hear people like talk about acceptance, and like that's like a key to happiness, and I agree, but getting to the point of acceptance is hard. To accept that your life is changing is not easy, and I think that as time has gone on and I've found different ways, like surfing, to be happy in this experience, it's allowed me to accept it more. And I think there's something in acceptance that is healing in the very nature of it, because you're not fighting reality, you're just being present with what is, and that's allowing my body to heal in a state of, peace instead of stressing and anxiety, like what's going on. I've just kind of relaxed. So, yeah. I think whether it's an illness or a financial or relationship challenge, as humans we go through these testing times that are sometimes beyond our control. And I think when faced with uncertainty, we need to find something that we can hold on to, something that takes us out of our circumstance and into the present moment. Surfing and being in the ocean is that for me. It washes away my worries, even if just temporarily. It's healing on a soul level. Just being around the ocean brings about this state of calm and tranquility. It's nature's therapy. And it has healing properties that are hard to put into words, but leaves you with a deeper connection to yourself and the world around you. I don't know how long I'm going to be feeling like this. I can't control the timeline of my healing. A lot of things are uncertain, especially in the world right now. But what I do know is that as much as I can, I'll be in the ocean. And if I'm able to surf, even just 5 waves a day, then I know things are going to be okay.
There are people out there who are healing. There are people who are getting better and making progress. So I want this story to be a beacon of light for someone else who's in the trenches right now and just needs that reminder that they're gonna get out of this. And if I can do it, they can do it. And yes, your story is different than my story, but there is a commonality and something out there for them to get past this. Going through this amount of pain, I have to create that pain into some sort of art, and for me, make this pain and suffering feel like it's worthwhile. And so to tell a story for some sort of greater purpose makes me feel like this is happening for a reason.